Hi, I'm Tietjen, and this is a quick look at HP's new Pavilion Dv4 series. HP's new Dv4 series features a silver with black keys keyboard instead of the black with white keys, which makes for more visible letters on the keys and for a definitely more stylish look and more expensive futuristic look, and much less business-oriented than the black look. Now this is the HP Pavilion Dv4 114 US. I'll start with some more differences from last year's model with this year's model. Another thing I'm not really fond of is the smaller touchpad. It's still easy to use, but I just like the feeling of the bigger one. Also, this is a more wider touchpad than the last year's model. Also, I don't like how the right and left click buttons are separated about half an inch from the touchpad, which makes for more stretch of your fingers. So it makes it a little bit different than last year's model. HP still kept the touchpad controls up here on the top. They are a little bit different. The quick play button is just alone. There is no quick DVD play button like there was before. Another difference is the Wi-Fi is now a touch control instead of having the slider down here by the indicators. As in most keyboards, HP still has the wobbly keys with less support, but it's still easy to type and really smooth on the keyboard. This is a 14-inch model, so it's a little bit smaller than the last review I had for the HP's last year model. I'll start with this one difference. As you see, the HP logo lights up, just like the Apple on the MacBooks, which looks really cool. There's absolutely no way to turn that off, but it looks cool. Another difference from the design, you don't have the swirly kind of artistic look on the back. You have this sort of real small squares everywhere, and they don't change in shape or anything. It's a cool look, but it's a little bit more stale, and I know you can't see that very well on this quality camera. As usual, HP has done connectivity right. You have a VGA, then an expansion port, Ethernet. Now you might notice that the Ethernet is not side by side with the modem. Instead, the phone jack is over on the opposite side, which I don't think makes a big deal, just worth noting. There is still an HDMI port. Now this is a USB port with a SATA port too. If I'm not mistaken, the SATA port is for hooking up SATA drives. Correct me if I'm wrong. Another difference is there is only one USB port on this side. In the last year's model, there was two. There is also an SD, MS, Pro, MMC, and XD port right here, and credit card remote that pops out like that. Okay. Around front you'll find a microphone jack and two headphone jacks. And on the other side, the AC another USB port, actually a couple of USB ports, for a total of 3 USB ports, just like last year's model. And the DVD, CD, ROM, and it also writes DVDs, and it's also a LightScribe writer. Now, this one comes with the new Centrino 2 Core 2 Duos. This one is at a processing speed of 2.0 gigahertz, a little bit faster than my last model, which was 1.6. So a little bit better performance, and instead of 3 gigabytes of RAM on last year's, this one has 4 gigs of RAM, which makes for a little bit better performance in programs and other things. Speaker performance is very well for mobile speakers. Usually you get real bad laptop speakers, but these ones are pretty nice. They sound pretty good. As you might notice, the speaker design goes all the way around the keyboard. I don't know if there are speakers still down here. Maybe that's just part of the design. I doubt there are speakers all around the keyboard, but it makes for a cool look. I like that. You may have remembered from my last review, the quick play button got in the way when you were typing, and you would bump that and then it'd come up and it was just a nightmare to close it and all that. HP has fixed that problem by moving it up just a hair, and it really helps. I've never hit it once. Now this model is a 64-bit operating system, which makes for a little bit faster use in those programs, but it is a little different with Vista. You may run into some problems in some programs. As I noted before, 4 gigs of RAM, Intel Core 2 Duo CPU with 2.0. Performance is very well on this computer. It works extremely fast, and the Wi-Fi card in here is a B, G, and Draft N card, so you can get those fast speeds up to 130 megabytes. And it also has a Bluetooth in it, so you can hook up your Bluetooth devices, which is a pretty cool feature. Overall, this computer brings mobility with performance. The performance is great on this computer, and it's light enough to carry around with you on your daily commutes. I'm Sam Tietjen, and this was a quick look at the HP Dv4 series. See you next time.